Hi, this is my video review stroke comparison of the PSPGO versus the PSP2000. This is obviously the box for the PSPGO, which states it is the smallest, lightest PSP yet with 16GB of built-in memory. So that's the box. Inside the box, as this is the English version, I have the English wall adapter and the USB cable, and then we have the PSPGO. I'm going to come onto this in a second. I'll just leave it there. So this is the PSP2000. Starting with the left hand side, we have the D-pad, we have left trigger and analog stick. Across the bottom we have the home key, the volume buttons, we have the display and music buttons, the select and start, and on the right hand side we have the familiar square, triangle, circle, X, and right speaker and right trigger. Across the top there is the mini USB port and the wireless LAN on and off switch. Down the left hand side is the micro stick duo slot. On the right hand side is the power switch stroke hold key, and across the bottom we have the audio stroke video input and the power charger input. So that is the PSP2000. Move on to the PSPGO. We have left and right speaker, the PSP home key, and we have up here Bluetooth indicator and wireless LAN indicator. So across the top, right trigger, music key, volume keys, display key, left trigger. On the left hand side we have the new M2 slot, the wireless on and off switch. On the right hand side is the power stroke hold key, and across the bottom we have the audio jack and this new interface which they have chosen to go for as opposed to mini or micro USB. So if we slide the screen up, it reveals the D-pad, analog stick, select and start keys, and the square, triangle, circle and X buttons. So if I hold it against the 2000, as you can see there is quite a lot of difference between them. Okay, so let's boot it up. And we are greeted with the familiar XMB, which is found in the PSPs, the PS3, and quite a few of Sony's standalone Blu-ray players have the XMB built into them. Not that you can tell on this video, but if I load up the 2000, the slight decrease in screen, 2000 being a 4.2 and the PSPGO being a 3.8, but the colours are a lot richer and they are a lot sharper on the PSPGO. One thing that people have been mainly complaining about is the lack of UMD drive and that there's pretty much no difference between UMD and the onboard flash drive. I can tell you that is absolutely not true. If I show you a game loading from a UMD as opposed to system memory, we can see that the system memory is a lot quicker. So both games on here, so Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories, which does take quite a while to load up on the UMD version. So if I press both buttons together, so as you can see already, there was at least a 5-second delay in between just loading the main part, and then if we go into loading the actual game, so the PSPGO is straight in there and we are able to play the game. The PSP2000 is still loading. And finally, we're into the game. I mean, I'll double check this when I put the video on YouTube, but there was at least a 20-second delay there. So the advantage of having this internal flash memory is that it does load games a lot quicker than the very, very slow UMD drive. One nice little feature as well, when you press the PSP home button, is you're presented with a pause game option. Now what this allows you to do is obviously pause the game. So it takes about 7 seconds just whilst it saves the state of the game that you're in. And then you can go and browse the internet, you can watch a video, play some music, and you can also even turn the PSPGO off, so it doesn't have to be on for this pause game feature to be active. Leave it a couple of days, you want to pick it back up where you were, and then we just go back into where it says resume game, and then once again it's about 7 seconds whilst it resumes the game state. And we're back in where we left off. In my opinion, a lot of people have been complaining about the placement of the analog stick. All I can say to that is it is very, very comfortable. The main gripe with the 2000 was where the analog stick was placed. Used to cramp my hand after a couple of hours playing. It just felt a very unnatural position for an analog stick. Whereas PSPGO feels more natural. It feels like a DualShock controller when you're holding it in your hand. You know, your thumb is just placed just nicely, and obviously you have quick access to the D-pad as well. It just feels natural. So to sum up, this is a very nice, in my opinion, revision of the PSP. This is not obviously intended to be the PSP2, that's why there is no second analog stick. It is just a revision of the PSP for the digital consumer. So if you are after a smaller, lightweight, more comfortable feeling PSP, which allows you to store up to 32 gig of digital media, then I highly recommend this device for you.